KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
And your home for Royals baseball.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field, way gone into the bleachers. A two-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr.
Watch The Drive by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You were listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. We have a lot to get into in today's show. We have both the high school coach for Keaton Wagler, the 5th overall pick. We also have Roger Sturtz, who was the high school basketball coach, and he is Bennett Sturtz's father. Both of them are going to be on the show today. Both of them saw their former players get drafted into the NBA yesterday. Keaton Wagler is now the newest member of the Los Angeles Clippers, and Bennett Sturtz is going to the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the best organizations in the NBA. We got a lot to get into. I am starting to be very frustrated about Rob Brinton and what he has roped me into. I will explain that to you here coming up in just a bit. We'll talk a little bit of World Cup. We'll talk a little bit of NBA draft. Today, we are going to begin things with the Kansas City Royals. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. I would greatly appreciate it. And number three, and most importantly, I need you to remember that the open of the show is brought to you by our friends over at The Other Place. If you're looking for a place to watch some world-class championship soccer, if you're looking for a place to watch a little bit of baseball, looking for a place with great happy hour specials, great lunch specials, beautiful patios, 5 different locations stretched out around the city, and if you're looking for a place to just kind of chill and relax and watch some sports and have something to drink, then look no further than our friends over at The Other Place. I would highly encourage you to go over there and check them out. All right, we got a lot to get into in today's show. It has actually been a while since we have led things with the Kansas City Royals, but here we are with the Royals. Now, Rob, should we start with the positive or the negative? Why don't we start with the positive? Because I think that's the bigger story with the Kansas City Royals. Now, maybe you haven't seen it because you've been focused on the World Cup. You've been doing this. You've been doing that. All of that makes sense. Jack Caglione has been amazing this month. So good, in fact, I think there's a chance that Jack Caglione wins American League Player of the Month. So far this month, in 20 games, he is hitting .373 with a .453 on-base percentage. He is slugging .773. He has 9 home runs and 19 RBIs and 2 stolen bases in this month. He has been absolutely phenomenal. This is the Jack Caglione that we were told so much about. This is the Jack Caglione that people were absolutely raving about when he was coming up through the minor league system. This is the Jack Caglione that skipped the line, so to speak, and was in Double-A, it felt like, for 6 weeks, was in Triple-A for a week and a half before ultimately being called up to the Kansas City Royals. It took a little bit of time, and I think the time is all relative. He is 23 years old, so it really didn't take that much time. But the way that Jack Caglione was described, that is the player that they have. If you could now transport this Jack Caglione and add him to last year's Kansas City Royals team, that team probably makes the playoffs. That team is actually a little bit dangerous because all that team desperately needed was a bat to throw into the mix. I know that this season is not going as expected, even though if you look at the wild card picture, they're technically not out of it, even though I don't think this team is making the postseason. But if you were telling me that the gift of the season, The greatest takeaway from the 2026 Kansas City Royals is that you have Jack Caglione and you have the flexibility of what that provides you for the next 5 to 7 years. I think you will take that. I also want to include, it has just not been Jack Caglione. He has not been the only person who's been a part of this. Carter Jensen has also been very good as well. So since June 6th, he is on a 14-game hitting streak. That's the longest hitting streak by a rookie so far this season. He is hitting .357 with a .643 slugging percentage. So I understand that Jack Caglione is getting all the love and getting all the praise. I think there's a chance he competes in the home run derby. Like, Jack Caglione is on that kind of tear the last 30 days or so. You cannot disregard, you cannot discount so far what you have gotten from Carter Jensen and the impact that he has also provided for the Kansas City Royals. And in a dark season, in a season that not a lot has gone right for this team, the fact that Jack Caglione appears to be a bright spot and something to look forward to, the fact that Carter Jensen is also being that, I think is something that you can ultimately take away from this season. All right, let's talk about the negative side for the Kansas City Royals. Matt Cutraro said that Cole Ragans is likely to undergo a surgical procedure for his elbow injury. Quote, "We anticipate it being a surgical procedure. We don't know as of now what that means. He gets to see another doctor as well, but we anticipate that he is going to need surgery." This is why it is so hard. This is why it is so difficult to develop starting pitching, because the Royals had that guy 2 years ago. He was as talented as any left-hander in baseball. Fast forward last year, dealt with injuries, could never really get right, could never really get it to connect, and that is now carried over to 2026. There was a time in which Cole Ragans had all of the value. There was a time where you were shopping around hoping to get an impact bat to add to the mix. You made the decision to keep him. I'm not mad at that decision to keep him, but sometimes you got to sell when the market is at its absolute highest. Again, hindsight is 2020. It's easy to say that now, but you were talking about somebody who had a past indication of injury, and now you are dealing with a lot of those things. I think this is something that Texas knew. And maybe they didn't know they were going to get, the 2 years that the Royals ultimately got for him. But for you to trade a prospect like Cole Ragans, they had some serious concerns about his arm and his ability to hold up. And I think you are seeing in the end that Texas was right in their decision to kind of trade high and get the most that you could quite possibly get from Cole Ragans. So we'll obviously see what that means for him. We'll see what that means for the future of Cole Ragans. And can he get healthy? How long is he going to be out for the Kansas City Royals? They're still tied to him, but not for a substantial amount of money. They own $7.5 million. There's a little bit more club control because of arbitration in 2028. So they have him on the team for at least 2 more seasons, 27 and 28. So I don't think the Royals are going to do anything. I don't think financially you really need to do anything. He's not really costing you a lot of money at this point. But are the Royals going to potentially try to get out of this deal? Are they going to try to potentially move him? Are they going to just try to see if they can turn this thing around and get the most out of Cole Ragans? But so far, since he signed that very, very small extension, he signed it back in 2025 to cover 25, 26, and 27. They gave him $13.5 million, and his arm has basically fallen apart ever since they ended up signing him to that very, very small deal. They have just not got the same player who made the All-Star game a couple of years ago and was in very serious Cy Young conversations. We're going to continue to talk about the Royals here coming up in a bit. We're going to hear from J.J. Piccolo. We're going to hear from Josh Vernier. They've been on the station today talking about some of the top news in Kansas City. It has been a while since we've done this, but Rob, hit it.
We're where you want to be. Baseball with the Royals.
Carrying today's Random Royals lineup takes us back to the year 1999. We're on this date in Royals history. The Royals lost 6-4 at home to the Detroit Tigers. Here was your Random Royals lineup. Leading off in center field, Carlos Beltran. Batting second.
Is he in the Royals Hall of Fame?
That's a good question.
I don't think he is yet.
I don't think he is yet either.
I don't think he is.
He might not be in there for a while then, because you figure all the 2014, 2015 guys will jump him in line, right? Like Gordon is in, but Hosmer will get in ahead of him. Kane will get in ahead of him, even though he's better than those players.
It feels to me like they let Beltran in like 10 years from now. And we're like, oh, yeah, he did play for the Royals.
Get him further away from the controversy that is the Astros. Batting second, the third baseman, Joe Randa. Batting third in left field, Johnny Damon. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Mike Sweeney. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Jermaine Dye. Oh, how did this team stink? Beltran, Randa, Damon, Sweeney, Dye?
I'm
Goodness
guessing
gracious.
when you get to the starting pitching and who pitched that day, I'm assuming that's going to answer your question.
Batting sixth, the first baseman, Jeremy Giambi.
Of Moneyball fame.
Batting seventh, the catcher, Tim Spear. Don't know who that is. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Carlos Febles. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Ray Sanchez.
What a team.
By the way, speaking of the pitcher, the Royals that day got a start from Kevin Appier. Appier went 6 innings, giving up 4 runs and 5 strikeouts. So, I mean, that's not the world's worst starting pitcher.
Coming up on the other side, we're going to continue our Royals conversation, and the text line is mad at me. What's new? We'll get to it next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Maybe you're looking for something local. Algeria versus Austria. Currently, if you're saying, hey, you know what? The team over in LFK, what do I like for them? Well, Algeria currently trading at 25%, meaning a $100 trade, could show you a $365 profit. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there is no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time only, download the Kalshi app and use code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to get $10 when you trade 10. K-A-L-S-H-I, Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Come score the shirt with the 96.5 The Fan, as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC-Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi, it's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Gomer's voted KC's #1 liquor store, family owned and operated since 1969. With excellent price, selection, and service, Gomer's has helped customers find the perfect libation for any occasion for over 50 years.
When it's time to find the good stuff you're looking for, you find it at Gomer's.
As World Soccer hits the big stage, Fanatics Sportsbook is making every game day worth more. Earn up to 10% fan cash on your soccer bets, win or lose. That's real extra value you can unlock every match, all tournament long. And fan cash isn't just for betting. You can use it anywhere in the world of Fanatics. On game tickets, merchandise, collectibles, profit boosts, and more. One ecosystem, endless ways to spend. Plus, new customers get up to $1,000 in fan cash. That's $100 bet matched every day for your first 10 days. The world is ready. Are you? Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. CT, call 888-789-7777. MA, call 800-327-5050. NY, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with the new limited time deals from Lowe's.
France is loaded with attacking firepower, headlined by a lightning-fast forward who's been the best player on the planet for years. Les Bleus' combination of individual brilliance and collective discipline makes them perpetual contenders.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's Carrington Harrison from The Drive. If anyone knows about sports fans, it's me. I get to live and breathe the excitement of the season all year long. For advertisers, that passion matters. It's exactly why sports radio performs for brands. People who listen to sports on the radio, via streaming, or on sports podcasts are nearly 3 times more likely to consider a brand that supports their favorite team. If you're interested in reaching sports fans, we have the playbook for you. Check out our comprehensive ebook, State of Audio Sports Fandom. Check out stateofaudio.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Carter Jensen from the Kansas City Royals. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on 96.5 The Fan.
I see the text line is very upset at me. I didn't actually know this was a thing until I got here, so why don't we just talk about it and we can just move on with it. So this is what happened. There was a company-wide newsletter that was sent because we had a company picnic today. And on this company picnic, my picture was over the grill. So then our big boss, head of Spectre's boss, said, oh, Carrington's going to be doing the cooking. I then replied all on that email and said, I will not be doing the cooking for the company picnic. In fact, I have never grilled before. What I plan on bringing is a good attitude and a warm spirit. And that is exactly what I brought to the company picnic. The text line is very upset that I have never grilled before. If there is one thing I will always be perfectly fine with, it is letting somebody else do the cooking. I'm cool with that. Hey, if the text line is mad at me that I just show up with the chicken and show up with the ribs and then hand it to you to put on the grill, hey, that's, you know what? That's something I can live with. I don't even feel that bad about that. There's some things you can make me feel bad about, you know? Like I don't know how to blow a bubble. Like, you know, you're like chewing gum. I have no clue how to. I've tried my whole life. I've never done it one single time. If you want me to feel bad at me handing you the steak to cook, not at all. You will not get me to feel bad about that whatsoever. Not one time. I've never even tried to grill before. I don't even know the first step to do it. Like, I know you need charcoal. I know you need lighter fluid. I don't really know anything else about it. I don't really know how to do it. And I assume that I would be very, very bad at it. That's just something that, you know what? I'm cool with that. I don't feel like my life is incomplete in really any capacity. I love to eat the barbecue. I don't need to prepare it. I'm cool. I like to drink the wine. I don't need to know how to make it. You can make it. That's fine. Hey, you're doing a great job at what you're doing. Why interfere? I'm not here to bother you. You step on those grapes. I'm not doing that. Let me know when it's done. You squeeze the oranges for me, and then I'll drink the orange juice. So yeah, no, that's the full, real, actual story. There was an email that went out with our company. And I replied all to it. I don't want you to think I'm not here to false advertise. No, I will not be participating in that activity. I showed up. I had my one cheeseburger, had a couple of bottles of water, and I minded my business. It was a great time. I enjoyed the company picnic.
Listen, you can't grill. That's fine. I don't really care. I'm just confused as to how you've never learned it. It's one thing if you're not good, but like this isn't like camping where that's not for you. They have their space, you have yours. I get that one. You've never been at a cookout and someone's been like, hey man, I gotta go grab a beer or in the bathroom. Can you just keep an eye on the grill and you kind of just learn by doing?
Yeah, but to me though, keeping an eye on the grill, like are you asking have I ever been there and I just flipped over the hamburgers? Yeah, sure, of course. But like I'm saying is, let's say that I've never done this before, but like I invited you over to my house for the barbecue. I would not know how to take the ribs, do all of the different things, and then serve you the ribs. Have absolutely no clue how to be able to do it. No clue how to be able to do it. None. Not even a small clue of how to be able to do those things. Some of you are really good at it. Perfectly fine. That's amazing. I'm happy that you are good at it. I want you to be good at it. Invite me to your cookout, and I am happy to provide the things that you need so we could have a good cookout. I know my limitations. I'm not the star player here. I'm cool to come off the bench. Hey, what do you need me to do? You need me to go get the bratwurst? You need me to go get the ribs? You need me to bring the sauce? What do you need me to do in this scenario? Everybody's got to have a role. I know what my role is in this situation. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, see, I think it's okay to know your role. I have a grill. I can grill. I am not an expert griller. Like, if you're like, hey, we're all going to Arrowhead for a big cookout, and someone's like, who's on the grill? That's not me. But if no one else will do it, I can do it. I'm not, Chef Jay back there with the grill, but I know how to do it. The fact that your baseline knowledge is none is what's confusing to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. It absolutely is.
It's puzzling to me. It confuses me. And again, I'm not some grill master. If you have a great piece of steak, I promise you, don't let me cook it. But like burgers and brats, I can get it started from 0 to 100 and we're good. It doesn't mean it's great food, but I can do it.
Yeah, no, and Rob, I'm thrilled for you. Again, I don't want you guys to think that I'm not happy for you. That great, phenomenal. Hey, enjoy it. I will be there to eat the barbecue. I will be there. Somebody said, "Do you even know what Lowry seasoning salt is?" Okay, come on now. Now we're taking it to a level it doesn't need to go. Yes, I know what Lowry seasoning salt is. Again, I've been around the barbecue before. I just don't participate in the act of actually cooking the food. No, I am an eater. That's okay. I'm not the maker. I'm not the preparer. I'm there for the last step. I'm there for the eating portion of it. Great. I love that part. That's actually my favorite part of the whole experience. It's letting you do all the work and then I eat at the end. I love it. It's gone great for me so far in my life. I don't really want to change the sequence. I don't really want to change the balance. You want to know why? Like, how can you be in Kansas City? You know what I've learned? There's enough of you that take great pride in the cooking part. Enough of you love that part of it. And I love that for you. Why would I take away something that makes you happy? If you love to grill, great. I love to eat the food that you grill. This should be working out for both parties. We both should be thrilled about this. We both should be excited about this. If you take great pride in being from Kansas City and throwing down on the grill, great. I'm happy to facilitate. What do you need?
Let's look at our crystal ball here. I know you were last summer on a little bit of a condo buying journey. Let's say that comes to fruition next summer. Are you going to get a place that has like a patio or something where you can get a grill out there and maybe in a little gas
I don't have
grill?
any interest in none, no.
This is not like snowing where it's like you didn't know, but now you want to know. You're just going to stay at none.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm more than happy with that. I'm more than thrilled. It's gone well for me so far. Someone says excuses. This isn't even it's not even an excuse. I don't care. Someone just said, see that I realize you're not much of a man. Can't grill, never lifted weights, can't fish. Man, I figured out how to finesse talking about football and making a lot of money doing it. Things are working out kind of well for me. I'm kind of thrilled about it. I'm happy about it. I feel like I've mastered things. I feel like I've cracked the code. Some of you should have figured out how to crack that code. So I'm thrilled. I'm happy with the way life is going. Can't be more excited about the way that it's going. So yeah, no, that's what happened. I'm just here to tell you.
Do you critique others grilling? Like that's another thing here. Let's say you're at the cookout and someone cooks food and you're like, I don't think this is properly cooked. Like you can't be at someone's cookout and be a critic now if you don't know how to do it. It's one thing to go to a restaurant and complain, but you can't have Joe Schmo from down the block grilling at your cookout and then be like, Joe, you did a bad job. You got to be quiet in that scenario, right?
I mean, I'm not like a hater in that sense. I mean, but I guess I will say, I think I've told you this analogy before. I went to Napa and I was doing a wine tasting and the owner was like, everybody is a wine connoisseur. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? It was like, well, you know what you like, right? Like, you might not be a Michelin chef, but you know what food tastes good and what doesn't taste good. So yes, even though I can't barbecue, I do think I got a good idea of what's good barbecue and what's not good barbecue. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm not a hater in that sense, but we all know if you burnt the food. We all know if you burnt the chicken. 100%. Absolutely.
You can't be the first person to point out the burnt chicken. You can join. Like, let's say we had a company picnic, and Sam Stevie was on the grill, and he burnt the chicken. You got to wait for Bob to say something, and then you can join in.
Rob,
you can't be the loudest voice.
Rob, I'm here to tell you, if you've been around me enough to know, if there's one thing you know I will do, it's complain. I will not hesitate to complain.
That's fair.
I get paid to complain. I'm a professional complainer. So that has never stopped me before. Not once. Not one time has that stopped me from complaining. Absolutely. Somebody said, as a female, C-Dot, that is a deal breaker. Okay, I guess we won't date. I don't even know who you are. We weren't dating before. That's cool. I'm not for you. Great. Okay, there's some things you can make me feel bad about. There's some things you can't make me feel bad. This isn't one of them. This and not being able to swim, I don't feel bad about either one of those. I'm not going where the water is. I don't need to be over there. When would I need to learn how to swim? Oh, when you're on a boat. I don't go on boats. I leave the water alone. The water leaves me alone. Oh, you don't know how to hunt. Why am I shooting this deer? This deer's never done anything to me. I don't have any issues with the deer. Not being able to grill. I don't want to know how to grill. I want you to grill. I want you to do the work. And then I'll eat. So I'll bring food. The text line, I got no problem if you tell me, hey, Carrington, go grab a rack of ribs. Go bring the salmon. Yeah, absolutely. That's my contribution. I know I don't want to do that part. So let me bring the food that you need to be able to do it. Hey, I'm more than happy to do that. But me doing it, I'm okay. You got it. You're all right. Great. So that's why I wanted to clarify. The text line was very, very upset at me during the open. I was a little bit confused. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let's just address it and we can move on with it. But no, that's 100% the truth.
I'm just astonished you never learned.
Yeah, someone says you don't know how to swim. I don't go anywhere the water is. As a kid, this is honestly the truth of why I never learned how to swim. I was like, I live in Kansas City. Like, I can understand if I lived in Miami. I just don't ever go where the water is. Someone said, you got to learn how to swim. You could save your life. I'm never in a position where I'm never in that situation. When could I save somebody's life? I'm not near the water. I'm never near the water. I'm not going to the lake or the float trip. I've never been to any of these events. I've never been in a situation where I needed to learn how to swim. I'll get in the little pool and I'll splash around. But yeah, no, I've never been in a situation where swimming was essential. So no, I just never learned how to do it. I would learn how to swim before I learned how to grill. Like if you're telling me tomorrow I had to learn 2 of the skills, I would pick the swimming for sure. Out of the 2.
I mean, that makes sense. I just can't believe you're so opposed to learning either. You learned to sew last summer.
Yeah, I still do it. I still do it. Someone said, so you'll never go on a cruise. I don't really plan on going on a cruise. I don't have any plans in the short term of going on a cruise. No, I've never been on one before. I don't even really go on the water when I go to the beach. Like, every year I try to go like to Mexico or something. I don't even get in the water. Like, what? Why do I need to be over there? There's jellyfish and all kind of. I don't need to go over there. No, I'll go over there and I'll splash my feet around, but I'm not really getting in the water. Absolutely. Someone said treading water in the ocean is amazing. I'm sure. Hey, if that's the activity that you would like to participate in, great. The ocean is big enough. It doesn't need me. It's got enough stuff over there. It's certainly got enough stuff in the ocean. C-Dot, can you ride a bike? Yes, I do know how to ride a bike. That was essential. When I didn't have a way to get around, a bike was essential transportation. That's a necessity as a kid. You need to know how to ride a bike. You need to go somewhere. You want to go with your friends. You can't walk. You got to ride a bike. So I learned how to ride a bike very early. That was essential. Swimming was never essential in my life. I don't think it ever will be.
I can't believe you can sew but can't grill. It boggles the mind.
Sure. If you wanted me to make you a beanie, Rob, I could absolutely make you a beanie. If you wanted me to put a T-bone on there, I have absolutely no clue how to be able to do it. None.
I do have a pillow in my home right now from you. I have never had that food grilled from you, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. No, I'm just told that's it. No, the text line. I'm reading all of these. These are very interesting questions that the text line is asking. If you want more of what can I do and not do, I'm happy to answer it. 913-586-7965. This is a very informative segment for everybody. We're all learning more about each other. I do tip 20%, and we learned yesterday not all of you participate in that activity. Let me play for you what Verd had to say. Here's what Verd had to say about Jack Caglione.
I understand that, the team's still 12 games below 500, and it's going to be, darn near impossible to make anyone remember 2026 fondly. But as you look towards 2027, if this is Jack Caglione, if he is one of those players that for the season, man, I can give you numbers that say Jack Caglione's one of the 15 best hitters in the sport this season. Not just June, but for the season. He's been at times unlucky, but he's statistically one of the 15 best hitters in the sport. Bob, we know, is one of the 3 best players on the planet. If you have those 2 guys under contract for at least the next 4 years, I don't want to hear anything about a reset, a restart, Go win in 2027 by hook or by crook. Get these 2 to the postseason. They might be the 2 most talented players you've had together since. At this age, man, you have to think Beltran and Dye. You might go back even further than that.
I want to play for you what J.J. Piccolo had to say, but why don't we just stop here for a second? Rob, this is my question to you. Text line 913-586-7965. I don't think there's any doubt that the Royals have a superstar in Bobby Witt Jr. and a potential star in Jack Caglione. You could probably throw Carter Jensen in that conversation. Very good player. I'm not trying to parse words. He's a very, very good player. They certainly have the foundation to have a good offense. Do you trust the front office? Do you trust J.J. Piccolo to build around that foundation? Because you've got a pretty decent starting point. You have one of the 3 best players in the American League. Vert is saying that Cags is already a top 15 hitter in the sport, and he's 22 years old. You got Carter Jensen, another young guy. They got a really solid foundation of a 2-3-4. We can have a conversation about Vinny Pasquantino, Maikel Garcia. I don't want to make it seem like the Royals are without pieces or without hope or without a future. But it now comes to, hey, you got a couple of these ingredients to keep our food analogy going. You got a couple of these ingredients. All right, well, you got to complete the rest of the meal. You got to figure the rest of this out if you're the Royals. Do you trust J.J. Piccolo to do that? Because this season he failed for sure.
Yes and no. I know it's a lame answer because I think he's failed 2 seasons in a row. Coming off the playoffs, their game plan in the offseason was MJ Melendez will be good, Hunter Renfroe will be good, we're going to add Jonathan India and watch us work. And their offense was not good last year, and it led to an 82-80 type of season, which in the Pantheon of Royals baseball is not bad, but it's not good enough. This offseason, it was Isaac Collins and trust us on Jack Caglione. And that wasn't good enough. The offense in April and May was not good enough. So it's easy to say no, but also the players Vern is mentioning and you're mentioning as the foundation, that's J.J. Piccolo's doing. He was on the staff when they drafted Bobby Witt. He was the one that extended Bobby Witt. He was on the staff when they acquired Maikel Garcia. He's the one that extended Maikel Garcia. He's the one that drafted Jack Caglione. He's the one that did all these things to make the offense go. So, the answer is yes and no because I give him credit for finding the pieces, but he's never been able to surround those pieces with enough to keep being good. It's been, eked by with the skinnier teeth even the year they made the playoffs. It wasn't because their offense was gangbusters. So I understand it's a waffling, bad sports talk answer, but the answer is both yes and no with my trust of J.J. Piccolo.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand feeling conflicted about all of this. I guess I may be coming at the question from this perspective. I think the Royals kind of had to know what they had. I mean, if there's anybody that knew, you certainly knew what you had with Bobby Witt Jr. You should have known what you had with Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione. I mean, you saw all of these things. For you to bring Jack Caglione up last year, his success should not be a surprise to you. Carter Jensen was on the team and played really well last year. He is just continuing that this year. This shouldn't come as a surprise to you. And the Royals just kind of was like, That was it. They didn't do anything else. They didn't go out. They didn't make a move. They didn't really try to supplement the rest of what they have. Like, the Royals are going to have to break some of this down over the course of the next 8 months to kind of build this thing back up and get them to where they want to go. Like, they don't seem super far off from it, but you're also one of the 5 worst teams in baseball, too. Like, so what are you going to do to now take advantage of these things while you have a superstar in his prime and 2 emerging talents in Jack Caglione and also Carter Jensen? Here is JJ Piccolo. He was on the midday show. Here he is talking about the moment that it clicked for Cags.
You know what? I don't know if there was a moment, but I really felt like in spring training, just the at-bats he was taking in spring training were very different than the at-bats he was taking last year. And it may have taken, 100, 150 at-bats throughout the season to really see the results you want, but the process started looking right. And it's very similar to his process in college. There's times that he's going to go outside the zone, but he's got incredible reach and he can go outside the zone and still hit a ball hard. But in the major leagues, those pitchers can expand a little bit more. So, it was a matter of just seeing those pitches and understanding that the pitching is a little bit better. I'm not going to get away with as much as I did in college. But in spring training, we were seeing that, and it was a really good sign. We would love to have seen it from opening day. It took a little bit of time, but, it takes a while for major league players to become good major league players, and hopefully this is just the start of what we're going to see for many, many years.
I mean, I think you have to be encouraged by all of this. I think someone on the text line makes a really good point. Text line 913-586-7965. It is not a surprise that a lot of this happened when they quit doing the platoon. I mean, Rob, that's something you and I were saying from the very, very beginning. Like, if you think you got something with Jack Caglione, like, why do we keep doing this? He's plays sometimes, he doesn't play sometimes. Just put him in the lineup, leave him there, and just see what he can do. And as we are now, I mean, we're now a year into this thing with him. Like, we're coming up on 162 games. So far, Jack Caglione has played in 136 Major League Baseball games. Like, he's not that far away from it. So it's not that surprising to me that a 21, 22-year-old was struggling in the beginning as he was being accelerated through this thing. Like, he just didn't play a lot of minor league baseball. So he struggled as a young player. And now we looked at the success that he had at the World Baseball Classic, and you are now seeing that carry over, and he's turning into a guy that, of course, this guy was a top 5 pick in the Major League Baseball draft. This was a guy who had overwhelming success at every level of baseball that he had. I'm not surprised that it's working out the way, but it was just going to take a little bit of time.
That's why I'm a little bit conflicted about your question about trusting JJ, is because if there was one thing the Royals have been shouting for a calendar year, it's that trust us, Cags is a star. Remember, he came up around this time last year. Me and you were at the K, it was Cags Day, and he definitely struggled in 2025. And then start this year, he struggled. But he has turned into the best baseball player in June. Verns is a top 15 here in the sport. John Morosi said he's made some tweaks to his stance that's led to more power and becoming that guy. Like, the Royals have been adamant he's going to be a star, and he's looking like a star. So I kind of trust JJ, but they also told us, don't worry, Hunter Renfroe's still a thing, and he wasn't. Don't worry, MJ Melendez will come around, and he didn't. So, like, they get credit for Cags, but it comes out as a net neutral to me. You win on Cags, you win on Bobby, you win on Garcia. It just, you surrounded those guys with Jonathan India and Hunter Renfroe and MJ Melendez and Isaac Collins, and that hasn't been good enough. They haven't found enough supporting cast members, for a better term.
Yeah, someone on the text line says C-Dot, or you could say that platooning him and easing him into it actually worked. You can certainly look at it that way. I don't know if we can say definitively one way or the other. I guess I'm just a believer that if you are a truly great player, you will eventually figure it out. Like, if you're one of those ones, yes, you were going to go through some growing pains. Like, Mike Trout went through growing pains, for example. Like, we could find examples of guys. Mike Trout was always going to figure it out because he's Mike Trout. So with Jack Caglione, I think we always were going to be here. I never questioned whether or not we were going to be here or not. Like, you don't have the success that he had in college. You don't have the success that he had in A-ball, AA ball, AAA ball, and you get to the major leagues at 21 years old. I don't think you make that level of jump and then you were just going to be a bad Major League Baseball player. Like, everything they told us about Jack Caglione, ended up being true. He just wasn't that instantly from day one. It took him like 70 games to figure that out, and he has been really phenomenal for this team for the last 60 days or so. Coming up on the other side, we are going to hear from the head coach for Keaton Wagler when he was at Shawnee Mission Northwest. What is it like to see one of your players get drafted into the NBA? We'll find out. Keep it right here. So drive.
Your off-season home for everything Chiefs football.
Talking about the top story, the Chiefs, they have a new offensive coordinator.
96.5, The Fan.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off, and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. Even if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you keep your bet alive, and it keeps you in the action for even longer. So now you're in it until the final whistle. The Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. This summer is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be even better with our friends over at FanDuel. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the same page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically will transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. Go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer for the World Soccer Championship with FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
The world's best soccer teams know success starts with a strong game plan. AAA believes your insurance should work the same way. Visit AAA.com and you could save up to 21% by switching to AAA auto insurance. You can save even more if you bundle 2 or more policies, like auto and home, to unlock additional multi-policy savings while keeping all your coverage on one team. Head to AAA.com to simplify your insurance, save money, and protect what matters most. One game plan, one team. AAA Insurance.
Your summer food game is only as strong as what you're working with. This July 4th at Lowe's, get up to 45% off select major appliances and save up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, save $50 on a select Pit Boss DX Smart Electric Smoker, now $249. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/24. While supplies last, selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra vutrisiran is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Join us at 96.5 The Fans World Soccer Headquarters at the Peanut on State Line, June 25th with the drive starting at 2 and kickoff at 9. Presented by Truly, the official seltzer of U.S. Soccer, and by Security Bank of Kansas City, boldly local since 1933.
This afternoon, expect cloudy skies with a chance of slight showers and a high of 83.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Follow the station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
Welcome back to The Drive. You are listening on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. Right now, we are very happy to be joined by David Birch. He is the head men's basketball coach at Shawnee Mission Northwest. He also was the high school coach for Keaton Wagler, who was the 5th overall pick to the Los Angeles Clippers and last night's NBA draft. Coach, happy to have you on today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Let's start with this. What was the experience like to be there at the draft and see one of your players get selected?
Oh, it was an awesome experience, a kind of a surreal experience. I think I mentioned to his dad multiple times last night that, like, we're at the NBA draft and your son just got picked number 5, and we just kind of can't believe it. But I'm super happy for the family, super happy for him, and I was really glad I could be there and see it in person.
When did you realize that Keaton had a chance to be an NBA player? Because you and I have talked in the past about when Illinois starts to get involved and the college buzz is there. But, you know, there's a difference in being a good college player and being a top 5 pick in the NBA. When did you realize, hey, this is a very realistic goal for him?
Well, I mean, I think I always thought that he could have a chance to play professionally one day just because the skill set, the size, how coachable he was, how good he was, how he saw the game. But when I thought, you know, first-round NBA was possible, when you put up 46 points at Mackey Arena in Purdue, that starts to become a real thing, and that's kind of when he got up on all the boards and all the sites. And I think after that game that he really made a statement, and I think that's when I realized, well, this guy's going to be a really high pick in the NBA draft.
I don't know if you could hear the audio from the television broadcast, but they made the Tyrese Halliburton comparison to his game. You and I have talked before. You see a lot of Tyrese Halliburton in his game as well.
I tweeted that, I think, during the NBA Finals, I think 2 years ago, that I thought his game kind of was similar to Tyrese just because, you know, they're point guards, but they can score, they can shoot, they get everybody involved. You know, all the teammates seem to love to play with them, and I know all of our guys love to play with Keaton, and I think that just translates to being a really good player as well.
Right now, we're talking to David Birch. He is the head men's basketball coach at Shawnee Mission Northwest. He was at the draft yesterday watching one of his players, Keaton Wagler, become the 5th overall pick to the Los Angeles Clippers. I got a chance to see Keaton play twice when he was in high school, and the thing that really just stood out to me is how kind of calm and composed he was. You know, you coach a lot of high school kids. High school kids are trying to move 200 miles per hour. The really good ones, you can tell, have the ability to slow the game down, and that's what I think one of his best attributes is.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's what sets him apart. I mean, you'll watch a high school tape of a high school game, and you'll see 30, 40 mistakes in a game, but if you watch him individually, you'll go through a game and you don't think he made a wrong read the entire game. We moved him to the point his sophomore year, and mainly because, you know, you want your best player with the ball, but also because he just never turns the ball over. He's never sped up, you know, no matter how the defense is playing him. You know, he makes the right reads, and I think that's what really translates to playing at a high level at the next level.
They always talk about it takes a village. Just from a personal standpoint and a coach, and Obviously, you see this player as a freshman. You see his game grow and develop. I'm sure he had opportunities to leave and go to a prep school, but he decided to stay in you guys' program. What is it like to see one of your players reach their goals, accomplish their dreams?
Well, I think that's why you get into coaching. You talk about state championships and all the winning and stuff like that. And even as we were walking out last night, his dad asked me, he goes, what ranks higher, this or the state championship? And I would have said this every single time, because you get into coaching to help kids reach their dream, and to see one of them reach their dream at this level, it's just a great feeling as a coach.
From a, I guess, positive standpoint, what do you think about his game is going to translate very well and give him an ability to have early success? I mean, we see it. Despite how young he is, kids are coming into the league at 19, 20 years old, being able to help a team. He's joining a very experienced roster in Los Angeles. What about him? What about his game, his personality, you think is going to help him his rookie season?
Well, he's a great teammate. He's a hard worker. I think that will earn him respect, especially from the veterans, seeing how much he's in the gym, how much he's willing to learn, how coachable he is, how good of a teammate he is. He's a guy that's used to doing a lot of winning. He won in high school. He won in college. And I think that will earn respect from the veterans. And then the shooting will always, give him a chance to stay on the floor. He's such a good shooter. He can shoot from deep. He can shoot off the bounce. And, that creates opportunities for those other guys on the team. And I think they'll really enjoy having him there in Los Angeles.
From a basketball standpoint, he's 19 years old, so obviously there's a lot of growth that's going to happen. I always kind of joke around with my friends, a guy will be 28 years old and he'll be in his 9th year in the league. It feels like he's been in the league forever, but he's still not even 30 years old. What are some things from a basketball standpoint that you want to see him continue to work on and see his game continue to grow?
Well, I think, add weight, the strength. It's a very physical game in the NBA, especially if you make it all the way to the playoffs. You see how physical that was with the Knicks and San Antonio. So I think that, but I think, every level that he's played, he's been able to adjust pretty quickly. He catches on pretty quickly. He's committed to the weight room. He knows he has to put on weight. He knows it's going to be physical. When you're a top 5 pick, that's also going to put a little bit of a target on your back. Guys are going to try to make their career by going at you. And, I told him a little bit about that last night, just be ready for that now you're playing against guys that are desperate to feed their families. It could be a different level of physicality, but he's ready. He's aware. He knows what he's going into, and I think he's going to do great.
From a support system standpoint, I can't imagine being 19 years old, I'm a millionaire, and I'm moving to Los Angeles. What's the plan around him to keep him focused on basketball and keep him out of some of the Hollywood temptations that could pop up as a teenager?
Well, he's never had a problem with that stuff. He's always focused on basketball. He's focused on winning. He's a humble guy. No matter how much press he's ever gotten, whether it was in high school or he came back in college and was having he stayed the same guy. He stayed loyal. He always had his good friends and his support system. So, I think that he's going to be fine. I know a 19-year-old David Birch going to Hollywood probably would have blown that whole check within the first week. So, but I'm glad he's not me. So he's a guy that's focused and going to be worried about his job and be a professional.
That is David Birch joining us on the show. He is the head basketball coach at Shawnee Mission Northwest. He got to see one of his players, Keaton Wagler, was the 5th overall pick to the Los Angeles Clipper. Coach, I want you to know everybody here is cheering for him. I want him to have a long, successful NBA career. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
It's kind of crazy to me to be at the point where I watch both of the Kansas City kids that got drafted in high school. I saw Keaton Wagler play twice when he was in high school. I mean, I was at Bennett Sturt's last high school game at Liberty High School. So to see these guys go out to the NBA and reach their goal is actually really, really cool. I'm excited for both of them. I mean, Keaton should probably start for the Clippers. I mean, you're the 5th overall pick. Maybe he comes off the bench because they got Darius Garland. I could maybe see that kind of being a 1-2 punch, kind of learning the ropes a little bit. It's going to be tough for Bennett to crack that rotation. I mean, Oklahoma City, that's one of the deepest rosters in the league, and they got the MVP point guard. But if there's one thing I think we know about Bennett, watching him and the way that he's moved up the ranks over the last couple of seasons, he will find a role on an NBA team. He just does a lot of things really, really well. Really excited to see both of those kids perform in Summer League. That's coming up actually in a couple weeks in Las Vegas. You can watch that on NBA TV. So really excited to see them as they move on. Rob, you know what? I have an update to a story we were talking about yesterday. Remember we were talking about the tipping? And people in Kansas City very upset, very frustrated with the tipping. We got an update on. I'll tell you what it is. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan. When severe weather hits, tune in to 98.1 KMBZ for Operation Stormwatch. Brought to you by Century Roofing. Proudly voted the #1 roofing company in all of Kansas City. CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. The World's Game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2 up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Let's say you put your money on Leo Messi in Argentina. They go up too early in the first half. Well, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you will instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the World's Game. You like Ronaldo in Portugal. You like Harry Kane in England. Whoever it may be, don't miss your shot at an early win with 2 up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. Regardless of the final outcome of the match, make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. Please gamble responsibly.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing. Announcing Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event.
Get up to 0% on select 2026 Subaru models for up to 72 months.
And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City, starting as low as 1.9% for 72 months.
0% event and a lifetime warranty. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru.
Based on January 2025 through June 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
Hi, I'm Sam Silvio with M. Shamus Brazilian Grill in the village of Burlington Creek. What's the best way to describe M. Shamus? It's a feast, a 14-meat, full rodizio, and 30 choices at our famous hot and cold gourmet bar. More items than most any other Brazilian grill experience. Dine in or retreat to our Inferno bar for lighter fare, small plates, and the best wine and spirits. Or enjoy our patio dining. Go to mshamus.com and discover the joy of eating.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's. All summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay Steak inside Harrah's Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement. Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Join 96.5 The Fan at the Peanut on State Line, Thursday, June 25th, as C-Dot and Rob broadcast live starting at 2, with kickoff to follow at 9 o'clock. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
All right, I do want to get to the tipping story. We'll get to that here coming up in a bit. Rob, this is a little bit more pressing. Did you see the interview that Darren Peterson did where someone asked him his favorite movies and he listed them? Did you hear what 3 movies he listed?
I have not heard this.
Darren Peterson. I'm learning so much more about him. Darren Peterson said that his 3 favorite movies are Interstellar, The Fugitive, and The Negotiator. That's a you-know-ball list of favorite movies, especially for a teenager. I love The Negotiator. If you ask me my favorite Samuel L. Jackson movie, if you catch me at the right time, I might tell you The Negotiator. If you haven't seen it before, phenomenal movie. It's Samuel L. Jackson, Kevin Spacey. They're like battling wits the whole time. Very, very good movie. Darren Peterson, you might be all right.
That might be the worst movie on the 3. Like, that's a really strong list.
No, we're not going to disrespect The Negotiator. I understand it's going up against 2 heavyweights. There's no wrong answer. Even if you just gave one of those, that's no wrong answer. But I'm saying, to know The Negotiator, that's a B-side kind of movie. And to know that at 19, 20 years old like Darren Peterson, you know what, man? I might take back some of the stuff I've said about you over the last 6 months. I mean, I still think it's messed up how you didn't play in the Arizona game. I didn't like how you handled the Oklahoma State game. We just pointed to your coach and said, I'm done playing today. But you like that movie? You know what? You might be all right.
I mean, you know what? You're right. Negotiators ahead of Interstellar. Interstellar's not near the top when it comes to Nolan movies, but it's still a very good list.
No, for sure. So salute to him, Darren Peterson. He is the number 2 overall pick in the draft. He got drafted by the Utah Jazz. We'll get back to the draft here coming up in a little bit. I actually think that's a perfect spot for him to go to Utah. They got enough young talent around him. It's out of the way. It's not a big market. It kind of fits his personality. Sometimes things work out the way they're supposed to work out. I know he wanted to be the number 1 overall pick. I think it might be better for him in Utah than it is in Washington. We'll get to that coming up in a little bit. Also, a couple of local kids also get selected as well. Roger Sturtz, father of Bennett Sturtz, also was his high school coach. He's going to be on the show later as well to talk about his son who got drafted by the Grizzlies. Then he got traded from the Grizzlies to Oklahoma City. So that is the team that he is on now. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. So yesterday, if you were listening, we were talking about people are mad. So a couple of local restaurants, they have decided, because tipping is really an American thing and not really an international thing, they have decided to add an automatic gratuity to all tickets while the World Cup is going on. I want to know, this is not a long-term thing. This is just a short-term thing for the next couple of weeks as we get through the World Cup. I don't have a problem with it. Rob, I don't think you have a problem with it. You didn't really indicate you had one yesterday. Well, there's a lot of Kansas Cityans that have a problem. Manny's on Southwest Boulevard, one of the popular local restaurants, one of the more popular restaurants in the city, they are deciding to remove this because they've had so much complaints. Here's the news story.
Some restaurants are pulling back from automatic tipping, a move they originally made in anticipation of international customers during the World Cup.
KCTV5's Jordan Frimstad shares why some businesses say the change may not be worth it.
Many restaurants throughout Kansas City added auto gratuity to their bills to make up for a lack of tipping from cultures where that's just not the norm. However, many restaurants are just not seeing those international travelers coming through, so they're adjusting their strategy.
The negative context that's out there, I wish that would dial down a little bit.
Management at Manny's Mexican restaurant on Southwest Boulevard want to shed some light on a common practice.
We are not trying to gouge. We're not trying to overcharge.
Director of Operations David Lopez says they baked in an automatic World Cup gratuity charge to protect their staff.
All right, so I want to give you guys an update on this story. So, Rob, I don't know how much you're on Facebook. I'm on it, but I'm not really on it like that. But I keep an eye on what's going on over there. So there is a Facebook group called like World Cup 2026 Kansas City. So it's a Facebook group that people sell tickets on, or they got a question about Fan Fest, or they want to post, their yard or whatever. Like, it's just a Facebook group where you can get a bunch of, information, facts about the World Cup. So there was an anonymous account that popped up. And on this anonymous account, it started a website. And this website is called tippedoffkc.com. And on this website, they are asking you, the public, to include any restaurant that is participating in this. And the account is asking that you boycott these restaurants during the World Cup because of this. So this is the little blurb that they have on the website. I'm here on the website. The fine print, what the check really costs. This is a community-kept tally of restaurants adding compulsory surcharges and automatic gratuity to the bill, reported by diners, dated and laid out plain, so you can make the decision before you sit down. Now, that's not what their Facebook thing said, but that's what it says on the website. And then there's just a bunch of restaurants that are included on this thing that they are asking you, it's really that bad out there? I'm asking. Text line. Can we have can we have a real conversation about this? 913-586-7965. It's really that bad out there that you got to pay the 20% for 3 weeks? That you started a website? That you're asking people to boycott local restaurants because they're forcing you to tip for a couple of weeks? Rob, you want to know how many restaurants are on this list?
I really don't want to know.
It's 60.
Oh, God.
We're not talking about this as some citywide. Every restaurant in the city is doing that. It's 60. Now, I will say this to be a little bit fair. There's a small group of these that are charging more than 20%. I don't think that's right. I'm not here to list them. I don't think that's appropriate, but I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right for you to put more than 20%. But anywhere between 15 to 20 for this month, I don't really have that much of a problem with. This would not make me not go to one of these restaurants. If I want to go out to eat, this is how much I planned on tipping yesterday. I went to go eat out yesterday. Went to go out to watch the World Cup. They had a little Love Island watch party. I don't mind tipping. I have no problem with it. I just didn't know that people were this hell-bent about it. This is my question. Let's have a more reasonable conversation. Do you think people are mad about the amount, which I thought was the standard? Or do you think people is being mad as they are being forced to now do this? Because I think we learned 6 years ago, people just don't like being forced to do something, even if what they're being forced to do is in their best interest. This 20% thing, I could see if this was now mandatory across every restaurant in Kansas City and it was going to happen for the rest of it, I would understand a little bit of pushback. This ends in the middle of July. How many times are you planning on going out and eating between now and then anyway? You're telling me you go sit down at Graham and Dunn all the time, that this 20% now has you ready to call the tips hotline on them? This is crazy to me.
I mean, I don't know the answer to your question. I think there is an element of people in the city feel like they didn't get a say in this decision, which I guess they didn't, even though it was kind of abundantly known, hey, could be happening because other cultures don't have a tip culture, so we are protecting our employees against that as a potential problem. I think the person who works at Manny's, we played the news clip at the top of the segment, said it perfectly. We're including this to protect our employees. This is not to screw the public. This is not to price gouge. This is not FIFA charging upper tank tickets at $682. This is Janie is working at Graham and Dunn. There's a chance British Joe doesn't tip. She doesn't get screwed for the next month of her life. It just feels like and then to boycott, like, you're now making it harder on the servers because you don't like something. It's all stupid.
Yeah. Text line 913-586-7965. Seat out. There's nothing wrong with this list. This is America. We're already taxed to hell. Screw their extra percent. This is not an extra tax. this is them adding gratuity as a tip. This money goes to the employees.
Also, screw them. You're screwing the lowest paid people. Screw them. To the texter's point, hey, this guy makes $4.60 an hour. Let's screw him even harder.
Now,
why?
I do agree with this part. Colin Cowherd says this, and honestly, when I started to factor this in, it changed the way that I do this job. It's not really my job to change your opinion about anything. Like, it's my job to tell you my opinion, and I'm happy to listen to your opinion, but I'm perfectly fine if you don't agree with my opinion. Like, I made peace with that a long time ago. I'm cool with that. I 100% agree that it's America. And if you don't like that these businesses, that these companies are doing this, you are well within your right to say, I don't want to go there. I also have the ability to laugh at you for having that opinion. I think that's silly. If you were telling me that you were not going to Jack Stack for these 3 weeks because they are forcing you to tip, I think that's idiotic, honestly. I really do. I think it's idiotic. These are prominent small businesses, places that we have all been to. Like, I'm sitting here looking at the list. I'm not here to snitch on everybody, but Summit Grill, Waldo Pizza, Bamboo Penny, La Bodega, Lydia's, Manny's. Like, we're now trying to put together a boycott to stop people from going to these restaurants because they're asking you to tip for 3 weeks? What are we doing here? Come on now. We got to be better than this as a city. We got to be better than this. The funny thing about this is the people complaining about this are us. It's not the visitors that are complaining about this. They seem to be fine with it. All of the complaining seems to be from us trying to protect our community. I'm watching the same news that you guys are watching. I don't see a whole lot of stories about how visitors feel like they're being price gouged. That's not the tone that I'm getting from this. The people doing the most complaining about the World Cup seem to be us. It don't seem to be the people that are here enjoying it. That's weird to me. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense to me. I cannot imagine. Can you imagine the time that you put to create a website and now ask people to boycott popular local restaurants because they're forcing you to tip? That's weird. I don't know what other word to use. That is weird to me, in my opinion. All right, coming up on the other side, let's just keep our World Cup conversation going. What did Rob sign me up for? Let's talk about it. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off, and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. Even if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you keep your bet alive, and it keeps you in the action for even longer. So now you're in it until the final whistle. The Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. This summer is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be even better with our friends over at FanDuel. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the same page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically will transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. Go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer for the World Soccer Championship with FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. Always trusting Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Feeling the
a squeeze of high prices? Then stretch your budget this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Stock up and save big with 99-cent deals throughout the store. Get special recipe brats, pork loin ribeye, Dole salad kits, and more for just 99 cents. Fill your cart for less with red-hot deals on hundreds of items. Order online or through the Hy-Vee app and leave the shopping to us. Don't miss the 99-cent sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Soccer Fever is in Kansas City, and Hy-Vee is your headquarters for official merchandise, apparel, tailgate, and watch party needs. And Hy-Vee makes game day so easy. They have ready-to-go wings, pizza, party trays, charcuterie, and, of course, all those delicious sweet treats. If you're planning a cookout, great. Hy-Vee special recipe brats, burgers, and steaks are the best. Check out their Match Day Meat Bundle for only $30. And don't forget about Hy-Vee's wine and spirits department. For all of your game day needs, count on Hy-Vee.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Train to push past the pain. Not athletes, just people. Men, women, and children trafficked every day in the United States. Sometimes by someone they trusted. Sometimes by their own family. While millions watch the World Cup, they're fighting to survive in silence. Help us change that. Visit bluecampaign.gov/World Cup to help us break the silence.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Join us at 96.5 The Fan's World Soccer Headquarters at the Peanut on State Line, June 25th with the drive starting at 2 and kickoff at 9. Presented by Truly, the official seltzer of U.S. Soccer, and by Security Bank of Kansas City, boldly local since 1933.
Rob Sight Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th and State Line. Rob Sight Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, and Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Sight Ford at 135th and State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Sight Ford.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Southbound 35 Shawnee and southbound 635 heading into 35 are both slow to stop and go. I-435 at Highway 40, 31st Street is stacking up. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's Trey Smith from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to the Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, text line 913-586-7965. I don't know a whole lot about this World Cup thing, but I'm trying to get into it because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. It's in Kansas City. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. I'm not sure if Kansas City is going to get the World Cup again. Like the United States will get the World Cup again. I don't know when, but it'll be, in 20, 30 years or so. But I don't know if it's coming back to Kansas City. I don't got to travel. I can just drive out to the stadium, So I'm excited that the World Cup is here. I have tickets to go to the game on Saturday. So I'm starting to kind of learn more about the teams and the game. I'm very interested in it. I spent my own money. I know you guys think that I just have this ticket fairy that just shows up and just gives me tickets to anything in the city. I mean, a majority of the time I don't have to pay, but for this one, there ain't really nobody going to the World Cup for free, So I bought my tickets. Rob, can you explain to me the situation, what's going on Saturday? Because I was reading a story posted by my guy, Nick Vassos. Nick, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I can't wait to see you in a couple of months when football season starts. You were telling me that I paid money for a game and neither one of the teams are going to try to win the game? So you told me I basically paid $300 for a scrimmage, but it's the World Cup. Why are you not trying to win? Isn't that the point? Hello? You play to win the game. So you're telling me that I got to deal with all the parking headaches. I got to deal with the shuttle. I got to deal with all the stuff. And I'm going out there and you're telling me that neither team is trying to win. So this is my understanding. And Rob, correct me. My understanding is on the game Saturday between Austria and Algeria, I know now, it's here. If you win the game, you play Spain. If you lose the game, you play Egypt. So why would I try to win? I've already advanced to the next round. I don't want to play Spain, the favorite to win the whole thing. I want to play Egypt. So you're telling me I'm going to a soccer game in which two teams are not trying to win the game? Please tell me that's not the case.
So it's a little scheduling quirk that exists right now in the World Cup. And the fact that we have added this wave of third place teams, because we had to expand the tournament because, of course, we had to expand the tournament. Now, this thing is ever changing and ever flowing. So me and you talked about this morning. That was what you're saying. Neither team is going to try to win. As it currently stands, though, because Bosnia and Herzegovina is beating Qatar, Algeria, the third place team in the group, would play England. Austria, the second place team in the group, would play Spain. So things are always in flux. But to answer your question, yes, come, Saturday morning, there's a chance that both teams would prefer to end up in third versus end up in second place in the group. As of now, it's the same, but it does feel like there's a chance we end up in a situation where neither team wants to win.
What? Rob, what are we doing here? This is the biggest sporting event in the world. What system, what format do we have that creates a system in which there is going to be a game played that none of the participants are trying to win, and it's in the best interest of the participants to tie in the event? Now, you know me. I've tried hard not to be anti-soccer guy. Just some of these things are just why, you know what? Maybe this just isn't for us. This doesn't make any sense to me. This is the soccer NBA Finals. This is the soccer Super Bowl. Why is every team not trying to win? Why is there a system set up where winning is not the prime? What are we doing here?
Listen, I was anti the expansion to 48 because of this reason. You'd get some riffraff playing top-end teams, and then you'd have a situation in the final match day where it is more advantageous for teams to draw versus push for a win. But the good news is, as it currently sits, because Bosnia is putting it on Qatar, that both teams would still find it beneficial to win in that match. But there was definitely an ever-evolving situation because more games will continue to happen before this one does.
Well, I'm hoping that at least one of the teams need to win, That's what I'm hoping. I don't know much about it.
I don't know third place things to shake out correctly because it will be literally the last match of the group play will be the one we're at.
Yeah, I don't know what team needs to do this thing, but it would be great if at least one of the teams needed to win. It'd be great. I can't imagine what a soccer game looks like where both teams are not trying to score. What does that even look like?
That's a chance you find out firsthand.
They're just playing keep away?
I talked about this with Drew earlier today, and Drew goes, well, you might see some ultimate gamesmanship when a keeper lets in an own goal just to give away the lead, which would be at least a talking point.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. I'm not a part of it. I have no clue. I'm just, you know what? I'm there just to say that I went. I'm excited to go to the World Cup. I'm sure that it's going to be a great time. I'm sure that it's going to be a lot of fun to be there. And I'm hoping that we get a really exciting soccer game. I'm really excited. We got the Orange March coming up on Thursday. You plan on being in attendance. Shout out to the Netherlands. They play right before the United States. I feel like we get to watch a doubleheader of sorts. I don't think I've ever watched a doubleheader of soccer, but here we are. And then we're going to the game on Saturday. So I'm excited about it. I just want to see both teams try. I want to see both teams mean something. I want to be a part of it.
Then you need some. I'll keep an eye on the bracket as we get closer. A lot of things are going to need to break right, but it's possible one of the teams will be very much trying on Saturday.
Yeah, someone on the text line says, "C-Dot, you watch the NBA and NFL. Some of those teams tank on purpose, and fans are forced to watch." I mean, in the regular season, that's not this. We're past the regular season portion of this, right? I mean, I maybe I'm not super knowledgeable on soccer. Like, we're comparing this to Week 14 NFL games with the Raiders when they're eliminated and trying to get the number 1 overall pick. This is the World Cup. This is the biggest sporting event in the world. This is the soccer championships. How have we created this? That's my question. I didn't know we were comparing it to the regular season. Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs were trying to win the last game of the year last year against the Raiders. No, for sure. We've definitely signed up for it. But in the playoffs, I assume that both teams are trying to win. I just thought that was a fair assumption. That's what I thought. I guess I was wrong. At least in soccer, for their playoffs, they got some games you don't got to try to win. You've already advanced. All right, I want to play this for you. Let's keep the soccer conversation going. I only want to play this because Rob doesn't believe in the United States. Colin Cowherd, he does.
A draw, a scoreless draw against Ghana. And you know what I thought watching this? We can play with England. How do I know that? Because we did last year in the group stage, and we're significantly better, and they aren't necessarily better because we have 13 guys playing in the European leagues. So my take watching them, they're much more Rams than Seahawks. Okay? The Rams were good last year, but they were awful on special teams, terrible at corner. The Seahawks were good everywhere with no flaws. In fact, great corners and great special teams. That's the difference. The Rams lost to Atlanta, and the Rams lost to Carolina and almost lost to the Panthers twice. They were exceptional, but they didn't scare you, right? Most of their good defensive players are still not in their prime. And Stafford's 38. So the Rams were good. The Seahawks, the Niners, go ask the Niners the last 2 times they played the Seahawks. I mean, it was just like overwhelming. That's France. Argentina and France, I don't think the United States men's national team can beat.
Now, at the core of his point, I do understand it. I think most people would consider England to be one of the top teams. I mean, again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but England sounds like they're one of the top teams. I look at the Vegas odds. Vegas considers them to be one of the top teams. Rob, yesterday they played a 0-0 game against Ghana. Maybe the United States has a little bit better chance than you were giving them credit. Now, I mean, I'm with you. I don't want you to think that I'm on the other side. I don't think the United States is winning the World Cup, but a single elimination tournament, they're a little bit more talented than maybe people expected them to be. You get the right draw, you get the right matchup. Who knows what could potentially happen? Like, I would say they easily got through the group stage. It looks like they're going to play Bosnia in the round of 32 based on how things have shaken out. That's a game that they should be favored in. And then you get to that Sweet 16 matchup. I don't know if the team they're going to play, unless they play one of the big dogs. But I don't think they're going to play one of those big dogs. They're not playing Spain in the second round. They're not playing Brazil in the second round. But I do think it is fair to come to the conclusion of teams that you would say are maybe in that B tier of World Cup teams. I don't know if there's a huge gap between the United States and those teams right now. Like, I don't know if there's a huge gap between the United States and Colombia, for example. Not right now.
I 100% agree with you. And I know that I've been deemed the anti-America guy. I think the bracket is super advantageous right now. I have the live bracket for the knockout round up right now. The United States would play Bosnia, and then if they win that match, they would be favored in that match, the round of 32. They would then play Egypt or the Czech Republic. That's a game in the round of 16 I think you can win. And then you would play a team like Spain in the round of 8, who I think is better than you. But in a one-off single elimination tournament, I think you can beat Spain. I think you can beat that team. I just don't think you can do it in 3 contiguous matches. Because the United States makes the quarterfinal, it is a party in the U.S. like we've never seen. And then it's Spain time. If you win, party gets bigger. But then it's France. Then it's Argentina. Then it's one of those teams. So I agree with you. There's a creme de la creme. And Colin's right. It's Argentina, it's France, it's Spain. Those teams just operate at a much higher level.
Yeah, for sure.
But in a single one-off game, they could beat England. I think they could beat Brazil. I wouldn't bet them in those scenarios, but they could do it. I just don't know they can do that and then jump up the tier and win another 2 games. So that's why I think the quarterfinal is probably their ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, just tell me if this is a bad comparison or not. They kind of feel like Ole Miss to me. That's kind of what they feel like.
In the college football playoff last year?
Yeah, like, I don't think they're Oregon. I don't think they're Ohio State. I don't think they're one of those teams. But that, like, second tier of teams, you know, hey, you got a good coach. You can kind of catch, you can end up making a little bit of a run. I do feel like that's where the United States is right now. Again, I don't think they are winning the World Cup, but they have played a brand and style of it that outside of, I would say, maybe 5 of the teams that are in this tournament, the gap just doesn't feel as astronomical as it has felt before to me. Now, maybe that's the opponents that they've played, and they just ran through those 2 teams. But again, heading into the round of 32, I think the United States is going to be favored in that matchup. If they get to the round of 16, I think it's going to be or feel like it's a coin flip. Now, once you get past the 16 and you get to 8-4-2, all right, now you're talking about you got to beat one of the world superpowers when it comes to it. I don't know if that's the case, though.
For a college basketball analogy, they are lined up to be a 5 seed in the Sweet 16. They beat the 12. They got a break.
That comparison makes sense.
They got the break, and they've played the 13 seed in the second round. I think then it's, can you beat a 1 seed? We see 5 seeds beat 1 seeds. It happens. We've seen in the Elite 8 that it's a 5 seed versus a 2 seed. The question then becomes, can you win the Sweet 16, and then you play a number 2 type team in the Elite 8, and then you play another number 1 seed in the Final 4, and then another number 1 seed in the national title game. That's a tough hill to climb. But you have a chance to be in the Sweet 16, for the analogy, against a 1 seed in a one-off game. You can absolutely do that, and I think they can. I wouldn't bet they will, but they can, to Colin's point, get the right team on the right day.
Rob, can you pull up a little bit of music here? I just want to go back to a conversation that we were having earlier on the show. So if you missed the conversation that we were having, there was a company-wide email that was sent a couple of days ago. We were having a company-wide cookout. And my picture was was in front of the grill. And our boss, like the head boss of the building, everybody that works here, their boss, said, hey, Carrington's going to be on the grill. I then replied and said, no, I will not be. In fact, I have never grilled before. What I plan on bringing is a great attitude and a warm spirit. And then I was like, oh, what happened? I told you what happened. I was not there. The text line, Rob, they have been very, very critical of me for never grilling. My stance on this was very, very simple. I don't feel like I've ever needed to be able to grill. I realize that life is about your role. You're not asking Shaq to shoot threes. You're not asking Shaq to bring the ball up the court. No, what's Shaq good at? Shaq's good at playing on the low block, being in the paint, blocking shots, rebounding, being intimidating. That's not his role. That's somebody else's role. I realize that it's not my role to be on the grill. That's your role to be on the grill. But you know what I can do? I can contribute. Hey, you need me to bring something? What do you need? Oh, can you go get some wings? Of course. Happy to bring the wings. What do you need for the cookout? I'm happy to show up. I'm not showing up with just a bag of chips and some hot dog buns. No, I'll show up with what you need. You need me to go to the store? I'll happily make a Hy-Vee run. I'll happily make a Price Chopper run. I have just assumed what my role is. The text line is now acting like, Rob, the only way you can cook your food is on the grill. I know how to work the oven. I know how to work the stove. Yes, so I do cook. I'm just not cooking it on the grill. But I'm happy to be the assist. I'm happy to pass it to you and give you the opportunity. Some of you take pride in being a grill master. You take pride in being able to be the king of the charcoal. I don't want to be that. I'm happy to let you do it. I'm happy to give you that ability to be able to do it. The text line, they've been very mean to me today about this revelation. I was trying to tell you guys a story about my life. I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I ever will grill. We live in Kansas City. There's enough other people here that are qualified to do it. I don't need this qualification. I don't need my grill certificate. I'm happy to let you do it. And the text line is now asking, are there certain things that I can do? Text line has asked if I can change a tire. I do know how to change a tire. Someone asked if I know how to play golf. Kind of?
That'd be not, it's not a yes, but not a no.
Yeah, like if you invited me out to Top Golf, you would not like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. I'd know how to swing a golf club. Now, if you invited me to go to Drum Farm to play around with you, I would be absolutely terrible. But if you just were like, hey, I'm having my birthday party at Top Golf, do you want to show up? Yeah, I'll show up. I'll swing the clubs. I know how to hit the golf club. I'll be good company if you know how to do that. I'm going to continue to go some of these things that people are asking if I know how to do these things. But yes, I do know how to change a tire. And I know how to play golf enough. You know, I know how to play it enough where I'm happy with where I am with my golf game. I don't need to be much better than where I'm at.
Someone called you the Udonis Haslam of the barbecue on the text line. And I think that's pretty apt. You get a ring. You get to be part of it when someone else cooks something great, but no one's asking you to go out there and give 40 minutes and 31 points. No one's asking that from you.
For sure. Someone on the text line says, Carrington, you're so inexperienced at life. I'm a vegetarian. Even I know how to grill. Good. Like, this is one thing. Like, there's some things you can shame me for. Like, oh, you don't know how to do this, or, oh, you've never done that before. And I'll be like, man, you're right. Like, I feel bad about it. This is not one thing I feel bad about at all. This is not one thing I've even thought about. It does not bother me at all that I don't know how to grill. Like, not even a little bit. When would I be in this situation? I'm not grilling for myself. Like, I'm not at home just, hey, let me throw this on the grill. I don't want it that bad. We live in Kansas City. Like, it's not hard to go get some of the best barbecue that the world has to offer. And again, you are willing to do it. It's not like you need me to do it. You want to do it. You are happy to do it. If your friend called you up right now and you just said, hey, I'm bringing a couple steaks over, can you throw them on the grill? You'd be excited that I'm that friend. I'm happy to bring the steaks over and let you cook them. Thrilled. Someone on the text line said, can you throw a spiral? Yes, I know how to throw a football.
I didn't realize this. Listen, I was stunned when I found out you can't grill. I did not know it would get the text line this heated.
I mean, that's how they feel. They're allowed to feel however they want to feel. That's perfectly fine. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Doesn't bother me. Someone on the text line says, C-Dot, you're right. The function is like a good team. You need someone in every role for things. Yeah, there's a lot of things at the cookout that I'm solid at. I'm very solid at. Hey, if you need a good bags partner, cornhole, whatever you call it, I think I'm pretty good at it. I'm happy to go out there with you. Hey, you want to do a shot? I'm here. Let's do it. You want to have a beer? You want to talk sports? You want to talk pop culture? I'm ready to have those conversations. You need me to chip in? You need me to make the store run for you? Oh, Carrington, we forgot X, Y, and Z. Sure, no problem. I'll go pick it up. Where are your keys? Hey, I'll take your car because I'm blocked in. Whatever you need me to do, I'm happy to assist. I'm not the cook. That's okay. I don't need to be the cook. I don't need to be all of the things, you know? Patrick Mahomes shouldn't lead the Chiefs in rushing. That's why they got Kenneth Walker there. Hey, hand the ball off. Let him do it. I don't need Patrick Mahomes running routes. That's why we got Rashee Rice. That's his role. That's his job. You go run the routes. I realize what my strengths and weaknesses are. You know what I'm good at? Swiping the debit card. Elite at it. let me get that real quick. Boop. I don't got no problem doing that. I'm elite at making reservations. One of the best. I'll get us a good time. 7 o'clock, 7:30. I might have to put a phone call in, make sure we get the table you want to sit at. I'm good. There's some things I'm good at. This isn't something I'm good at. I'm cool with that.
So on the text line says, just because you don't know how to play an instrument doesn't mean you can't handle the aux. You know how to know what good barbecue is. You just can't do it.
Yeah, for sure. Someone said, CDOT, isn't it fun to just learn new things? Oh, for sure. No, I'm always big on learning. That's just one thing I don't need to learn. I'm okay with it. I'm cool. I'm cool with not learning that. No, for sure. 100%. That's not me. I think I have a good idea of what's good. I made the analogy earlier. Like, just because you don't know how to make wine doesn't mean that you don't appreciate wine for what it is. Yeah, no, absolutely no. That's not me. I'm not participating in it. I'm not in it. You got it. Someone on the text line says, my 13-year-old daughter knows how to grill and she's listening. Hey, good. Hey, salute to her. You know what? I hope she finds a man like me that's happy to let her cook. That's what I hope. I hope she finds a man like me that doesn't know how and lets her do it. That's what I hope. I wish that for her. I hope 15 years from now, she marries a man that has no clue how to cook. And she's like, you know what? I got it. I got no problem letting you have it, baby. Not a problem at all. You got it? Oh, great. That's my favorite words here from women. Oh, I got it. For real? Good. You got it? Oh, you can go ahead. You want to go out there and grill? Do you ever both of us? I like my medium rare is what I would suggest. Can you use I'm even suggest what seasonings you should use. I got an opinion on that. Hey, let me get that seasoning right there. Can you do that? No, I'm telling you, there's some things I got no problem passing. That is one thing I got no problem. I will John Stockton, Magic Johnson. I will give you a great assist and let you take all of the credit. Hey, you did a fantastic job with this meal, man. Those shrimps right there. Oh, you did your thing. I got no problem being that. Again, that's my role on the team, and I'm happy to fulfill that role. Coming up on the other side, we are going to be joined by Roger Sturtz. He was the high school coach for Bennett Sturtz. He's also his father. He'll join us next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is out here changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off, and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. Your bet stays alive, keeping you in the action longer. So if you're still in it until the final whistle, Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the game page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or an injury, your bet will automatically transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. So go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For all the things you have to do and places you need to be, let Uber take you there. Because you had just one more 3 rounds ago. Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport trips, and car troubles in your area, there are drivers in your area. Uber. Request a ride today. Wait time varies. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
And now at Staples, save 25% on all custom banners.
Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Some banners available same day when ordered by 12 p.m. Hence 8-1 exclusions apply.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
The world's best soccer teams know success comes from having the right lineup on the field. AAA believes your insurance should work the same way. By bundling 2 or more policies, such as auto and home insurance, you can simplify your coverage and potentially earn a multi-policy discount. It's a smart way to save time, reduce costs, and keep everything under one trusted team. Visit AAA.com to build your winning lineup and see how much you could save with AAA Insurance. That's AAA.com.
Tonight, expect a temperature of 67 with slight showers, transitioning to mostly cloudy later.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Hey, it's Blaine with Smithville Ford. Wouldn't you love getting employee price from everywhere? Well, let's start a rebellion, because right now, Smithville Ford is giving employee pricing to everyone. So what's the real difference in pricing? 2025 Bronco Sport starting at $28,944, less than $30,000, up to $10,000 off MSRP on 2026 F-150s, and you get a lifetime powertrain warranty for free. Go to SmithvilleFord.com right now, because this ends July 6th.
What's got everyone talking?
That would be Talk of the Town Neighborhood Bar and Grill on 135th and Null and 119th and Quivira.
What's got everyone talking?
Everyone's talking about our daily specials, the best burgers and wings in town, great selection of beer and spirits. Oh, it's the dozens of TVs showing your favorite game.
That's what's got everyone talking.
This is Giannis, and now we're talking at Talk of the Town Neighborhood Bar and Grill.
The world's game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2-up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match results bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you'll instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. Don't miss your shot at an early win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This promotional offer not available in Ontario, Pennsylvania, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. New and existing customer offer, subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel, must be present in a state where it's legal to wager.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan, as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Up near Platte City, I show a stall that's causing a little bit of yellow. Some backup. Right lane is blocked 29 southbound, just past 435 down near Gardner. That's a stall, but I see red 35 southbound. It's the on-ramp from 56. Everybody's putting on the brakes there on 35 to take a look. I'm out with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
Welcome back to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. Let's head to the phone lines right now to be joined by Roger Sturtz. He is the former coach at Liberty High School. He is the father of Bennett Sturtz, who just was drafted into the NBA last night. Coach, happy to have you on today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Let's just start with this. How did we get here? Just take us through this journey of obviously raising a son. You become his high school basketball coach. I feel like these last 3 years have been a blur with him at Northwest Missouri State, having a great run in the NCAA tournament. And now he finds himself walking across the stage shaking Adam Silver's hand.
What you just said, just like it freaked me out almost like, yeah. Amazing. I can sum it up very quickly. He's always surrounded himself with great people. And so it's his small circle. It's his people that have helped him. Obviously, he did the work, and he had a tremendous, if not the best college coach to help him get to this level. But he had great people around him to help him through the entire way. Ever since he was a kid, and he was playing for the Puma basketball team, on through junior high school, and then 3 different stops at colleges along the way. He had great people around him.
Coach, I'm really curious to get your thoughts on this. As somebody who watched a lot of Bennett in high school, what do you think the coaches missed? Because just watching him play for you at Liberty, he could just do a little bit of everything. If you needed him to score 30, he could. If you needed him to give you 15 assists, if you needed him to defend, great leader, always available. What do you think the high major coaches missed coming out of high school while he went D2?
Yeah, that's a great question. You need to have some of them on and ask them the same exact question, because I'm kind of curious too, but I'll narrow it down to this. I don't think they looked at the total number of wins the kid had, because that's all that mattered in his mind is just wins. He didn't care what it took. In fact, if you look at the first round of a lot of tournaments he played in high school, we were seeded 1 or 2 or 3 because we had a decent team and stuff, and so we would play a lower seed. And I would guarantee you, if you looked at and charted all those stats of his first round tournament games that he played in high school, and where he played a subpar team, he very rarely scored in double digits, but he had multiple assists or double-digit assist games. And so what he did is he made sure that the win took care of itself, and he did just what he needed to do. And so even in college, he would try to get his teammates involved in games, and then if he needed to score, he would do that lately. So what that translates to is he's not going to go get his, but he's going to make sure that the win is there at the end of the game.
Absolutely. Right now we're talking to Roger Sturtz. He is the father of Bennett Sturtz. He also was his high school coach back at Liberty. I'm sure you had this moment earlier than I had it, but I'll tell you when I thought, hey, this kid's got a chance to go to the next level. It was the game against Kansas State at the Sprint Center. He dominated that game late and just made a lot of really high-level plays that you started to think, hey, this is a skill set that can eventually translate to the NBA. That's when I started to have this feeling of he was a future NBA player. When did you start to have that feeling?
Well, I would agree with that. And I really thought it went to the next level when they had Drake had a scrimmage at Texas Tech, and I was able to attend for another reason. I was able to attend that, and he played really well against, obviously, Tech, who was ultra talented. And they got Tech beat them up pretty good early, and then Drake got their stride, and they played really close, and there were 2 close 20-minute games that they had, and he played well, and he got his teammates good shots and good actions and stuff like that. And so at the end of the scrimmage, I just told him, I said, hey, hey, congrats, you played well. I thought you got your teammates going, this and that, and stuff like that. And he looked at me and he said, thank you. And then he is not one to boast or brag, or he's ultra humble, but he looked at me and says, I thought I was the best player on the floor. And right then I knew, I said, it clicked. And now he went from being confident to now he's a believer in his abilities and stuff. And so that catapulted him into what you saw against Kansas State. And there, for the first time with me, talking to a potential agent, and he said, hey, I just walked in with an NBA scout. And I said, oh, that's cool. I said, who are they here to watch? And he goes, your son. And then it just hit me like, oh crap, now the league is watching. And so it's just one of those things that kind of catapults himself to getting better and better and better, and ultimately believing more and more and more in himself, and that's what happens.
I was just thinking about this with Jalen Brunson. Like, Jalen Brunson checks some of the most important boxes. Clutch, makes his teammates better. When I think about your son and his game, I think that's the ultimate compliment you can give a point guard. He is a guy that we've seen at every single level, whether it was at Liberty under you, whether it was at Northwest, whether it was Drake getting them to the NCAA tournament, going on that great run. He is a guy that is going to make everybody on the floor better.
For sure, and that's the next. I mean, that's the next challenge. You're 1,000% correct, and he's done that from youth basketball to junior high basketball, high school, college, all those teams and stuff. You're exactly right. And now the challenge is to make SGA better. I mean, just think about that. You're talking about an NBA MVP type player. How do you make him better? How do you make the team better? And now the challenge is to beat the Spurs in the West, and he'll win another championship. So we'll see. But he's up for the challenge. That's the main thing.
And that is Roger Sturtz joining us on the show. He is traveling back home after the NBA draft last night, watching his son and former player Bennett Sturtz go to the NBA. Coach, I want to tell you how happy I am for your family and tell Bennett we're all proud of him.
Hey, it's always good to get interviewed by a ball knower. Just so these guys don't have any clue. You know ball. Appreciate it.
Rob, did you hear what he said there at the end? You hear the text line, how they're just being so critical of me? I mean, legendary coach. This kid just went to the league. He says, I know ball. You'll never guess based on the text line how mean they are to me, how tough they've been on me today. Roger Sturt said, I know ball.
He gave you the double compliment. He called you a certified ball knower and you know ball.
Yeah, I know. We might need to make that a promo. That's what I need to do. Shout out to him.
I'll clip it. Yeah, I was mean with the Ronald Jones one. I'll make a nice one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I owe you one.
Appreciate that. It really is crazy to me, man. Like, I've seen Bennett Sturts. I saw him play at least 6 high school basketball games. So just like watching his game grow and develop and get to that point. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that game or not. That K-State game was in Kansas City. And you remember that next show, we still got the audio of this. I said, Drake is going to give somebody problems in the NCAA tournament. They just played Mizzou in the first round.
I was going to say.
I knew it. Remember they had Cameron Maniau on there who went to Staley. He was on the show. Yeah, a day one with Bennett Sturt. So to see him go to the league is crazy. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Keaton Wagler. There's going to be another local kid that gets drafted next year. Ethan Taylor. He went to Shawnee Mission Northwest. He was Keaton Wagler's teammate. He is going to Michigan State this year. He's 7 foot, super athletic, 5-star kid. He will be in the NBA very, very soon.
He's also he went to Link last year. Was he at Link?
Yeah, he was
last
at Link.
Year?
Yep.
Yeah, but he's local before Link.
What's up with our guy Tate Nagy? How's he doing at KU? He's still hooping?
Punt returner.
Oh, he's a punt returner.
There you go. Yeah.
Me and Rob went to one of his games, and that Tate Nagy kid, he had like 35 points in that game. He was amazing. I was like, hey, we got to follow him. He's on K-State, or he's on KU. What do you think his overall is on the NCAA game? We got to Google that. Let's find out what his overall
71?
is. It ain't high enough. I'm here to tell you that. It ain't high enough for our guy, Tate Nagy. All right, coming up on the other side is a lot to get into. The NBA draft. We'll talk about the Kansas City Royals. We'll talk about the World Cup. We only got 30 minutes. We'll get it all done. Keep it right here, so drive.
Tune in to hear the Hall of Fame voice of the Royals, Denny Matthews.
There's a high fly ball, deep left center. That goes Ward to the wall. Gone. Bobby Witt Jr.
Every Monday at 3, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Up near Platte City, I show a stall that's causing a little bit of yellow. Some backup. Right lane is block 29 southbound, just past 435 down near Gardner. That's a stall, but I see red. 35 southbound. It's the on-ramp from 56. Everybody's putting on the brakes there on 35 to take a look. I'm out with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
I do think I know a whole lot about good barbecue. As somebody born and raised in Kansas City, I feel pretty knowledgeable to speak on this. And that's why I'm here telling you to go stop by and see my friends, our friends, over at Gates Barbecue. With 5 locations around town, you are never too far away from that classic Gates taste. And right now, we got a lot of tourists in town. We were talking about that earlier today. Well, you know what? The tourists are going to Gates. I was just there over the weekend. It was a 30-minute line outside. People in there. Just so happy to try some of the original Kansas City barbecue. So be sure to go stop by any one of the area 5 locations. And when you're in there, make sure you get some of those fries. You got to sprinkle it in the sauce. Also, make sure you get some of that burnt E-Mac. I'm telling you, absolutely delicious. Well, maybe you don't plan on going to any of the stores right now. It is a little bit hectic with everything going on right now, but you got to go to the grocery store, right? Well, make sure you get some of that Gates seasoning. I've been using that whenever I cook breakfast. It's absolutely fantastic. We got the 4th of July right around the corner. Make sure you get some of the sauces and seasonings for your barbecue. Make sure you have that for your cookout with your family and all of those things. It's Carrington Harrison from The Drive here letting you know as we are celebrating Kansas City, we're celebrating our culture with the world. Be sure to celebrate Gates Barbecue.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. The world's game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2 up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Let's say you put your money on Leo Messi in Argentina. They go up too early in the first half. Well, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you will instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. You like Ronaldo in Portugal. You like Harry Kane in England. Whoever it may be, don't miss your shot at an early win with 2 up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. Regardless of the final outcome of the match, make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. Please gamble responsibly.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Gomer's voted Casey's #1 liquor store, family owned and operated since 1969. With excellent price, selection, and service, Gomer's has helped customers find the perfect libation for any occasion for over 50 years.
When it's time to find the good stuff you're looking for, you find it at Gomer's.
Join us at 96.5 The Fans World Soccer Headquarters at the Peanut on State Line, June 25th with the drive starting at 2 and kickoff at 9. Presented by Truly, the official seltzer of U.S. Soccer, and by Security Bank of Kansas City, boldly local since 1933.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client betrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this. Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Carter Jensen, and this is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Good afternoon. Hopefully you are having a great day. The weather outside is absolutely beautiful. It stinks that it could rain tomorrow and kind of move things around for the Netherlands as they plan on taking over Kansas City. Rob, are you still planning on going down there? I know some things have kind of moved around a little bit. We have 2 more group stage games. One is tomorrow. Another one is on Saturday. We then have a game on July 3rd and I believe July 11th. So we have 4 games left in the World Cup. Rob, we are not going to the game tomorrow because we have a watch party out at the Peanut. We're going to be at the one over on State Line. So if you want to come by, say hello. We will be out there. We're going to watch the Netherlands game there and watch the U.S. game. So, Rob, you and I have a soccer doubleheader tomorrow. This is going to be a lot of time spent just me and you watching soccer tomorrow. Are you excited about that?
I am excited about that. And to answer your question, yes, there have been some things moved around. Weather has led to the Dutch March changing from noon that now will start at 11 down to FanFest.
Okay.
So the party starts at Power and Light on a Thursday at 9 a.m. So place is going to be hopping.
Can I ask you a question that is going to sound kind of silly? But I'm sure I'm not the only person that has this question when they are watching the World Cup. What language do the referees speak? Because yesterday I'm watching Colombia and Congo. Now, I don't know a whole lot about these two countries, but I don't know if they speak the same language or not. Well, you got to be able to communicate with the official. Does everybody speak English? Is there like a designated person to talk to the referee? I was watching this and had absolutely no clue. I know I'm not the only person listening that has this question when it comes to international soccer and how they communicate with one another.
It's a great question. I believe, now I could be wrong, but I believe the ref and the two captains are supposed to speak English to each other, or at least that's how it works in like the English Premier League, where your captain might be a player from, Ivory Coast. Your captain might be a player from Argentina, but he needs to be able to speak English with the referee. I believe that still exists in these matches, and that the ref and the two captains can speak a uniform language, but I believe that's the rule, is that all three of those people have to be on the same page when it comes to speaking. Sometimes English, I guess it could be Spanish, but those three have to be on the same page.
Okay, I was watching the game yesterday. I was a little bit curious. I saw them talking to the ref, and the thought hit me, so I figured I would ask. Maybe text line, 913-586-7965. I'm still learning. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about the World Cup between now and July 19th when we get to the World Cup final. All right, Rob, we got about 20 minutes left on the show. We are off early today because of the Royals. Tomorrow, the Royals have a day game, but it's early enough. I think we're going to get mostly a full show tomorrow. We'll get pretty close to a full show tomorrow, so we'll certainly have a lot more time to talk about this. The Netherlands, another World Cup game. I think the scene downtown is going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun to see that as well. We got a lot to get into. Rob, let's get to the top stories of the day.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for The Hits. Number 1.
Carrying the hits are brought to you by Jungle Law. Call the lawman at Jungle Law, 816-816-9111. If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, it's time to call the lawman. And be sure to watch the lawman get roasted for a good cause Saturday, August 1st at the historic Uptown Theater.
Okay, I have another question now. Maybe I'm the only person that wants this. Now that Jungle Law is a sponsor of the show, can we get Jungle Law on the show? Because there's so many legal questions I would love to ask him about Rashee Rice. I don't have the man's number. I've never met him before, but he has to listen to the show. He sponsors The Hits, sponsors one of our most listened to segments. Can we get the Jungle Law guy on the show? I have so many questions to ask him, and I know I'm not the only person. What made you come up with this name? Marketing ideas? We all know who Jungle Law is. There's two lawyers in Kansas City everybody knows. It's him and it's Mike's Got This. We have one of them friend of the show now. Even though he's never been on the show, if you sponsor the show, that makes you a friend of the show. Can we please have him on the show? I have so many questions to ask Jungle Law.
I'm sure we can work on that.
No, let's not work on it. Let's make it happen.
I imagine his number that me and you would contact is not 816-816-9111. But if you
let's
had a
call
car
over there.
accident,
Let's tell him, hey, we are The Drive. He sponsors this. We would like to have him on the show. I have so many questions I would like to ask him. Who do you think has better hair, him or Trevor Lawrence?
Didn't Trevor Lawrence get a haircut?
Nah, that was fake. Do we know what Jungle Law's the guy's name is? I don't even know the guy's name. He's just so synonymous with Jungle Law. We don't even know his name. Everybody knows the guy that I'm talking about. We don't know anything about him.
He's on all the billboards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The text line is saying it's a woman. It's not a man.
I'm reading the copy here. Watch the lawman, but that would imply man. I don't know. I know the man, what the man looks like. I think there are multiple lawyers at his firm. he is a man. I think he has women who also work at his firm.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, if that's who it is, I'm not discriminating. The guy that I see, he looks like Thor. That's the guy that I thought we were going to potentially get on the show. I would like to talk to him. But if Jungle Law is like a front and it's really a woman, I'd have questions to ask her too.
Do you think it could be a front. Do you think it's like a George of the Jungle thing because he looks like,
I don't know.
Got the long hair.
It's an excellent question. Again, that's why I have so many questions. That's why I would like to have them on the show. All right, let's get back to it. First thing I would like to get to is, have you guys seen Jack Caglione? He's been amazing this month. Here's Vern.
I understand that, the team's still 12 games below 500, and it's going to be, darn near impossible to make anyone remember 2026 fondly. But as you look towards 2027, if this is Jack Caglione, if he is one of those players that for the season, man, I can give you numbers that say Jack Caglione's one of the 15 best hitters in the sport this season. Not just June, but for the season. He's been at times unlucky, but he's statistically one of the 15 best hitters in the sport. Bob, we know, is one of the 3 best players on the planet. If you have those 2 guys under contract for at least the next 4 years, I don't want to hear anything about a reset, a restart, Go win in 2027 by hook or by crook. Get these 2 to the postseason. They might be the 2 most talented players you've had together since. At this age, man, you have to think Beltran and Dye. You might go back even further than that.
Rob, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Somebody sent me Jungle Law's number during the commercial, or while we were playing the clip. This is all I'm focused on right now is we have to learn more about the Jungle Law guy. I want to learn so much about him. This is equivalent to me of when we were coming up as kids, getting Ruben Case, Caminiano, and Bryant on the show. Getting one of them on the show, that's a big get, Stephen A. Smith is cool. We've had Pat McAfee. If we can get Jungle Law on the show, I'm for it.
Is that akin to getting Brown or Crouppen on the show?
Oh, absolutely. For sure. For sure. Do you think that he and Mike have like a feud against each other? Do you think it's like a Pepsi and Coke kind of thing? Like they just don't like each other? Those are the 2 guys. Do you think they have beef with each other?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm trying to think. Like, do the 2 largest...
Mike seems very trustworthy.
He's got this.
Yeah, as I'm saying, I don't know anything about Mike. I've never met him before, but in the commercials, he just seems very trustworthy. Like, if I was in trouble and Mike came in there and said, I got this, I would believe him. I'm about to get out of whatever I did because you told me you got this. You do a slip and fall, Mike's going to get me paid. I just want to know if you think they got beef.
I don't think they do. I think they do different, because I think he does more slip and fall where the lawman does motor vehicle accidents. Different types of law, perhaps.
Okay. Somebody said we need to call up J.G. Wentworth. No, absolutely. We absolutely do. One of my favorite posts on KC Reddit is, who do you think would win in a cage fight between those 2? I mean, I feel like I have to pick Jungle Law because he's now sponsors the show. I feel like I have to pick him. He might drop us if I pick Mike. I can't pick Mike. That doesn't seem like a good financial decision for me to pick Mike. So, of course, Jungle.
What a crazy Reddit loophole you must have gone down to...
Yeah, what were you on there doing? What
were you looking up? What happened?
Somebody said, see now there's enough criminals in KC around to go for both of them. You can make enough money just representing the Chiefs. They got enough of their own issues. You don't need any other client. Can you imagine how much you make if you just are the personal lawyer for Rashee Rice? You live a pretty good life. You don't need any other clients. He's always in something. He's got to ask you a question about something. You would live a pretty good life if that's the case. Someone said that Jungle Law is a 5'5" individual. I don't believe you. I think you're making that up. I think you're hating on Jungle Law. I really do. I really think that. All right, next thing I want to play for you here. Let me get back focused because I'm so excited that now I'm going to text Jungle Law and see if he can come on the show tomorrow. Here is JJ Piccolo. Here he is talking about Jack Caglione.
You know what? I don't know if there was a moment, but I really felt like in spring training, just the at-bats he was taking in spring training were very different than the at-bats he was taking last year. And it may have taken, 100, 150 at-bats throughout the season to really see the results he won, but the process started looking right. And it's very similar to his process in college. There's times that he's going to go outside the zone, but he's got incredible reach and he can go outside the zone and still hit a ball hard. But in the major leagues, those pitchers can expand a little bit more. So, it was a matter of just seeing those pitches and understanding that the pitching is a little bit better. I'm not going to get away with as much as I did in college. But in spring training, we were seeing that, and it was a really good sign. We would love to have seen it from opening day. It took a little bit of time, but, it takes a while for Major League players to become good Major League players, and hopefully this is just the start of what we're going to see for many, many years.
There are a lot of different cool phases that come with cheering for a favorite athlete. I would say that this is one of the more exciting phases of cheering for an athlete. It's watching them in real time figure it out. It is the guy that has a lot of talent, and you are waiting as he continues to grow and develop, and you are starting to see them realize it in real time. It's kind of like that Happy learns how to putt. Like, Happy's good at all these other things. If he can figure out this one thing, he can be phenomenal, and then he starts to figure it out. Like, hold on, this guy could be really good. He could win the tournament. Jack Caglione, At one point, Jack Caglione was the number one story in Kansas City. He was the number one thing that you guys were most excited about. Jack Caglione Day, 30,000 people went out there to watch his Major League debut. He was red hot for a while. Now, it kind of cooled because he got off to a slow start, and it's tough to overcome first impressions. It's just really, really tough to do it. But at this point, we are less than a full calendar year into it. Jack Caglione has played in 136 Major League Baseball games. We're not even talking about a full 162. And before we get through a full calendar year of him playing baseball, he seems to be figuring it out in real time. So much in which Vern, who is not somebody that speaks in hyperbole, not a hot take guy, he thinks he's one of the top 15 hitters in Major League Baseball. He's 23 years old. So think about the foundation you feel like the Royals have. With Bobby Witt Jr., with Jack Caglione, with Carter Jensen, who has been phenomenal over his last 15 games or so. You still got Vinny Pasquantino. You got Maikel Garcia. The foundation is there for the Royals to be a good baseball team. Now, we can go over a bunch of reasons of why it has not worked out so far this season, but I don't want to make it seem like all is lost at Kauffman Stadium. You have a foundation. You have a 2, 3, 4, 5 that you believe in. And now it is, do you trust JJ Picollo to do the work? Do you trust JJ Picollo to build around the foundation that you have to keep everything intact, continue to add to it, and get this thing back on track? It is unacceptable that the Royals have been this bad. They are not a team without talent. They are a team that is very talented in some ways. They should be more in the mix than they are right now.
I feel like watching Jack Caglione ascend to the player we were all told he's going to be has been fun this season. It's been probably the only fun the Royals have had. But also, there's a part of me that's frustrated by it because, Carrington, we did this topic in February. I mean, we asked Joel Goldberg this. Hey, if you were to look at one player stats at the end of the season, and that tells you how the Royals season goes, who's the one player? Jack Caglione was a popular answer. If I had told you in June, Jack Caglione would be the leader of the MLB Player of the Month, would be pounding home runs, would be one of the 15 best hitters in the sport, and would be your everyday right fielder, and he is now batting in the 3 spot. If I have told you that on February 24th, you would have told me, oh, the Royals are good. The Royals are in a good spot. Jack Caglione's a star. Well, those things are happening, and the team stinks still. They're 11 games under 500. They're still in a bad spot. So his ascension to greatness has been fun to watch, but it also is met with he's doing it on a team where they had expectations and they have absolutely fallen on their face.
All right, so that is hit number 1. Let's get to hit number 2.
Number 2.
I have been critical about Darren Peterson at times. I think there have reasons to be critical of Darren Peterson at times. But we're talking about somebody who's 19 years old. There's still way more than enough time to turn this thing around. I don't think any of us are debating on whether or not Darren Peterson is good at basketball. There's no question in my mind of that. It's all the other stuff. It's can you count on him? It's can you depend on him? It's can his body hold up? He's the number 2 overall pick from a basketball standpoint. I'm not here to break down the Jazz roster for you guys, but they're not going to ask Darren Peterson to come in and do everything. You got Jaren Jackson, who's a very good player. You have Ace Bailey last year, who was a top 5 pick. You add Darren Peterson. Like, they are doing the work in adding the young players that they could potentially be a pretty dangerous, kind of surprise team. We could see what they could do. Certainly in a couple of years. We'll see how they grow and develop. They're not going to do anything this upcoming season. So I want to play 2 things for you guys. This is the first thing. This is Bill Self. This is him talking about sort of his ceiling floor expectations for Darren Peterson.
Well, his ceiling is he's in 10 years, he's an 8-time All-Star. I mean, I think he could be a perennial All-Star every year. It may take him a year or 2 to get his legs under him, but I think he'll be one of the best guards in the league. He'll be one of the most talked about. He'll be one of a guy that averages 20, 25 a game, I think, over the course of his career.
That was Bill Self describing him. Do you know who he just described as a player? Just like you want me to put like a name to it? He just described Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady, 7-time All-Star. He was first, second, or third team All-NBA 7 times. 2-time NBA scoring champion. Tracy McGrady is really, really good. A really, really good basketball player. Now, maybe that's not what he is saying. I'm not trying to say he put a name to it, but the kind of player that he described, hey, I think he can be a 7, 8-time All-Star. Hey, I think he can be a guy that averages 20, 25. That player he's describing is Tracy McGrady. That's who he thinks he can be.
Which, it does stink as a Kansas fan. You never saw him at full potential, but he is going to be a player that can make noise in the league if he is healthy throughout his NBA career, which will be the major question. But if he's healthy, there's no doubt in my mind that kid can hoop. Absolutely, he can hoop.
I want to play one more thing for you. This is Kendrick Perkins. Here he is giving his player comparison for Darren Peterson.
Look, he is one of the most talented players offensively that we've seen in the last 10 years. Trust me and believe. He's NBA ready. He's a 3-level scorer. I said that his floor is Bradley Beal. His ceiling is Kobe Bryant. If he reaches his greatness and his potential, this man is going to be special. I don't want people to look at what happened when he was at Kansas because that wasn't him. I watched this young man all throughout high school. I watched him line it up with the best of them, and I watched him hand out 40-piece wing dinners to every top player that he lined it up with. This young man is NBA ready. He's going to have an immediate impact, and he's going to go down, if he stays healthy and stays the course, as one of the greatest scorers to ever play the game of basketball.
Okay.
40 wing piece to the best player.
I do like that little 40 piece. I got to incorporate that into my lingo. Little 40 piece. I be calling it a McNugget. He took it to another level. Let's stop with the Kobe Bryant just for now. Let's stop with Kobe. Kobe would have played the Arizona game. Kobe would have finished the Oklahoma State game. Let's stop with Kobe for right now. I get it. I see why you would make that comparison. That's disrespectful to who we know Kobe was to keep comparing this kid to Kobe. Now, Bradley Beal. It's an interesting one. Made an All-NBA team, multiple-time All-Star, potential Olympian, averaged 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 47% from the floor, 38% from 3. It's not a bad comparison. I'm not mad at it. I think that Darren Peterson is actually a little bit more offensively talented than Bradley Beal was. I don't hate the Bradley Beal comparison. I'm just, let's stop it with Kobe. We did this whole thing a year ago, and then I got to see the kid play. He ain't Kobe. Like, part of Kobe's not just the skill set. Part of the story of Kobe is the mindset. Darren Peterson ain't got that.
I'm done with the Kobe comparisons. I at least understand where they come from because he does stylistically.
Yeah, I get it.
He tries to be Kobe. If Bradley Beal is his floor, that is a very successful NBA career by Darren Peterson standards.
Certainly worthy of the number 2 overall pick. Mm-hmm. You're not mad if you draft Bradley Beal with the 2nd overall pick. You're happy.
Didn't Bradley Beal go 3 himself? I know he went top 5.
He did.
In
the 2012 draft.
Now the Wizards stink and have always stunk, but I'm sure when they took him, they thought, "Wow, we found ourselves something." I think Darren Peterson is going to be a really good NBA player, and it's going to make me mad that I never saw him be a really good, healthy Jayhawk. It's going to frustrate me over time.
I know we don't have a whole lot of time left, so we might as well just stay here. One of the dumbest things on the internet are those little nicknames that they give you on Basketball Reference. Like, listen to what they have for Bradley Beal. Real Deal Bradley Beal, Big Panda, Blue Magic, Dr. Dre. Who in the world has ever called Bradley Beal the Big Panda? What are we talking about? He's 6'4".
I've never heard. They're all bad. No one has called him Dr. Dre.
I don't even understand it.
That makes no sense.
Oh, there goes Blue Magic. What are these nicknames? What are they talking about?
You know that 2 guard? He's the Big Panda. Okay.
Big Panda. What a nickname. All right, tomorrow the Royals have a day game. We will be on after the day game. Go Netherlands.